Peter, thank you so much for giving up your time today to join me for the interview. It's always good to catch up with you. Perhaps you could kick things off by telling us just a little bit about your work history and the things that you were doing before becoming an easy business partner.
Yeah, they've done a number of things over the years, I guess. But yeah, prior to that, I've been running an events business, corporate events. That's been my background for the last 12, 15 years, probably. So I was already a business owner. I've had a number of my own businesses previously. And yeah, that's kind of my background prior to coming in with obviously the Easy apps.
So, you haven't come from a technology background. You weren't sort of involved with the technology sector beforehand.
Oh, I've always had a keen interest in technology and all things sort of computer and apps and websites, but never from that background. My events business actually was a tech sort of business in that we use technology and still do. In that business uses technology in it. So yeah, I guess it was more from a keen interest as opposed to someone of a great technical knowledge coming into this business. Yeah.
And had you built any apps or websites before joining Easy Business?
I dabbled with websites and things with WordPress and other things, never apps. But I was looking for something that I could just run as a say something with a build as a keen interest through technology, and the platform you guys provide just proved a really good fit for me and where I was and what I was looking for.
So, what made you decide to join the Easy Business network?
There's a couple of things really. One is the level of support. I knew because I wasn't coming into this full time, I just wanted something that was easy and the least friction in terms of the support to get up and running quickly. So the support in terms of all the collateral you provide through the marketing suite and the partner sessions was something that really appealed to me, and I knew I didn't just want to start a business from scratch and be thrown in the deep end and to say, well, get on with it. Yeah, I mean, it was the whole package, I guess, that was what attracted me, not just the fact you have some technology that does that. So it was much more rounded. It was the tech, which was great. I did quite a lot of due diligence beforehand before I jumped in with this, in terms of looking at other options and various different things. And yeah, the overall package that you provide pretty much is a business in a box, to be honest with you.
Thinking about our business in a box, how has Easy Business helped you both launch and then grow your business?
Yeah, I think I say it's a fast track to getting started. I think probably is the best description of it. As I say, I've got another business. I have a number of different businesses, and this was something I just wanted to get up and running quickly. I had someone else that was involved in doing some bits with it as well. So just being able to get up and running and out the starting gate fast and quickly. I say I come from a business background. I've been running my own business for years, but I think so that was great just to have all the collateral resources. I can see the absolute benefit to someone who's new to running their own business that perhaps comes into Easy Apps and Easy Business with no business experience, perhaps coming from a job. I can see that's really appealing, and certainly some of the other partners I've spoken to have found that really helpful as well.
Do you recall any parts of the training program or any of the marketing materials that were particularly beneficial to you as someone with business experience?
Off the shelf marketing collateral, so that you can just go straight out with professional looking proposals and fact sheets and all the sorts of stuff there. I'm not a designer by any means, so having those resources and assets available just to go out quickly, that was really helpful. But also the training, when we came up to Leicester, did a couple of days there with Richard. This is cool, quite a while back now, but yeah, that was just a great insight to the actual tech side of it and the platform and how the platform operates. That's obviously quite unique to you in terms of what you do, so that insight again just helped get us up to speed quite quickly with being able to use the technology.
Awesome. Could you tell me about some of the specific businesses or customers that you've worked with recently?
we're currently working with a local cricket club in St Albans. So we're actually building an app and a website for them, which is great. And that's quite a big, substantial club. They have several hundred members, and that's just a way for them to be able to communicate more effectively with their own team and promote what they do. We've got a partner that I work with in this. She's done one for a local college as an app for students at the college, which has been good. We've done a delicatessen that was looking for the ability to provide some sort of online ordering, and they deliver sandwiches and things. That was another one we've done. But yeah, it's pretty varied actually. And I think where the sweet spot is, certainly with the apps, is businesses like sort of regular service businesses, accountants, that sort of stuff. Professional services, I think, is a great fit. But then as extreme as cricket clubs as well. So yeah, that's kind of some of the stuff we've been working on.
So I'm sure a lot of people can get their head around why a delicatessen that sells sandwiches and coffees would want to have an app. I guess for things like loyalty programs, food ordering systems. Why would a cricket club want a mobile application?
It's basically just about being able to communicate and support their members better. Everyone now, being able to live in someone's pocket on their mobile phone is a must, really, in terms of whatever you're doing. So they have several hundred members they're trying to communicate with via Hotmail accounts and doing stuff, giving them the option to provide an app that they've got with a private area for members as well, with chat forums and information that they can share about membership and things is essential for them. So it's kind of dragging them, what's quite I guess it's quite an archaic organization, into the days which people now just generally expect. There's an expectation, if you're doing something like that people can make the communication piece very quick and easy, and obviously mobile apps is part of that solution.
Definitely. It almost sounds like you're providing a complete digital transformation service to the cricket club. You're delivering the website, which is all about customer acquisition, and then you're also supplying the mobile app as well for customer loyalty. Do you find these days that you tend to offer both of these solutions together, or does it vary?
It varies, to be honest. I mean, we're working on some websites at the moment that are for very new startup small businesses, solopreneurs, that probably wouldn't at this point be in the game for an app. So they just literally want a very simple 3-page website as a brochure site, just to get them up and running and give them a little bit of credibility and a bit of space online. They're probably, way off a little while, in terms of ever probably requiring an app or wanting to invest in an app. But certainly, so yeah, I mean, we do both, where people approach us, like the cricket club, we need a full sort of digital solution, and people that just want websites or just want apps, they're happy with their existing websites working. It's just about enhancing their digital offering, I guess.
Excellent. And how have these products impacted your customers' businesses? Like, what changes have they experienced after having a new app or a website?
There's a couple of things. One is, it's certainly, I think it gives them a little bit of a boost actually when they see something new and something that looks good. Certainly some of the smaller businesses, when people are starting out, it's kind of the first moment there's a realization that they're running a grown-up business now, and it's not just some idea they want to do. So the mindset changes a little bit once they start getting a little bit of a presence with a website and an app and things. And I guess they grow up quite quickly, some of the smaller businesses, whereas others just see it, I think, if they're bigger, more established businesses, just see it as part of the natural journey of any business, having to make sure they're well entrenched in the digital space, with decent apps and decent websites. So it kind of changes depending on who you're talking to, I guess.
Definitely. I found exactly the same thing having worked with lots of small businesses. I think a lot of people would be really interested to know, how have you gone about finding all of these different types of businesses to work with?
Most of the stuff that we do is word of mouth. We don't advertise on Facebook ads or Google ads or something. I know we have an online presence, obviously, but I think most of this, people continue to buy from people they know, like, and trust. And that's true of the 99% of the stuff we do, is people that have we know or someone that we've done something for is referred on. That's absolutely where the main bulk of this stuff comes from.
Would you have any sort of marketing strategies that you could share beyond word of mouth or referrals? Is there anything else that you've done that's worked really, really well?
Yeah, I mean, we've built the Harpenden Guide, which was a community app that we built for the local community, and that's been a great marketing tool for us as well, I guess, because what it's done, it firstly positions you as providing a great resource for the local community. It enables you to use the tech and learn the tech in a way that you don't have a customer breathing down your neck, because it's you're the customer. But then thirdly, that particular app's had about 4,000, well, over 4,000 downloads now. And of course, there's a piece in the app saying who the app's been built by, and we've got a little about us part of it. So it's helping position us locally within our local community as the kind of go-to people for providing apps, which has come off the back of a community not-for-profit initiative. Ideally, it's so that's quite I guess quite a clever way of marketing yourself. You're putting yourself out there as part of providing a service to the community, but then the upshot of that is you're drip feeding information into people about, oh, these are the guys that build apps locally. So I guess that's probably another useful tool that's been quite good for us. But as I say, the majority of the stuff that we've done really is just via our own networks and people we know, and yeah, that's been a big part of it.
Obviously, lots of people live in towns or suburbs, villages, and they have community hubs. Is this something that you built for yourself, or did you build it for someone else who already had a community group set up?
We built it for myself. I do quite a lot of stuff that I try to every year come up with a way of doing something that puts something back into our local community. So in the past, we've done black tie balls and chocolate balls, and we've done tea parties for old people. And actually, it was just as we were coming out of COVID, we launched that. We said, well, why don't we provide a resource for the local community that provides them with everything they need to know locally about COVID numbers and testing and schooling resources, and where they can homeschool kids during lockdowns. So that was the initial focus of it, but it's grown into something so much more than that, which has now become a really integral part of our local community. We live in a town that has about 22,000 people probably, but now the Harpenden Guide is grown into something that is the go-to for what's happening in Harpenden. Basically, we have a what's on calendar feature. We have a business directory for all the local businesses, community directory. So if you want to know where to go and join the scouts or schools, or where the nearest doctors is. So it's grown into this complete guide to the local town that's a local company now sponsors. So we still do it as long as it washes its face and covers its costs. It's not something we do to make a huge amount of money on, but the benefits to it have been huge in terms of raising our profile locally as well. And interestingly enough, I've had quite a lot of conversations from other Easy Apps partners and Easy-Business partners all around the world that just wanted to sort of piggyback off that sort of idea as a way of getting their name out there and creating a local app, and everywhere, South Africa, America, places I've never heard of that you guys have partners with. That I've just jumped on Zoom calls like this just to show them what we've done and how we've done it, because I think it's a great way to get yourself out there, and also, if you're new to the technology, learn how to use the technology in a slightly less pressurized way than a client breathing down your neck.
Definitely. So I think there's a few things there you've mentioned that would resonate with a lot of people. So building up confidence and authority when you're new to a business by doing something that's community focused, rather than trying to go to a top 5 accountancy firm as your first port of call. Also, getting yourself known and having a business coming to you. I was curious, is there a business model behind it as well, or is it purely a charitable service?
It was something very much as a philanthropic charitable service to the community, and that was it. It's never designed, I didn't want it to cost us money, but I also didn't necessarily need it to make us money. So very quickly, actually, we were approached. As soon as it started getting a bit of traction, we were actually approached. We didn't actually go out looking for sponsorship. We were just going to put it, and I thought, well, it'd be quite good to get a sponsor on board. And we were approached by a financial advisors company in the town that said, "Oh, this is really interesting. We'd love to be a part." So I agreed to negotiate a sponsorship deal with those guys where they cover all the entire costs of it. So, I don't know where it will go. I mean, it's interesting. That app went on into the Hertfordshire Business Awards and was a finalist in the Community Impact Awards, which was great for us as well. It was another chance to leverage that and raise the profile of what we were doing. So, I'd never put it out with any sort of business model. It has to make this amount of money. I say, as long as I could cover the cost of running it, which I could easily do. So, and anything that if it generates a profit, we just plow it back into new initiatives that we're doing. We sponsored the flower bed in the town, the Harpenden Guide. In the middle of the town, there's a flower bed, and every year local companies sponsor the flower beds to get them planted out. It's got a nice plaque on it about the Harpenden Guide sponsors this flower bed. So, it's given us the opportunity to do other stuff like that as well. We've got this postcard campaign that goes around the local houses with a postcard that just goes through people's doors saying, you might realise your neighbours, wonder why your neighbours are smiling a bit more lately, and then you turn over to find out why, and it says, oh, they've probably downloaded the Harpenden Guide. So you've got another 2,500 of those going out in the next 4 to 6 weeks probably. So yeah, it's just enabled us to use anything that generates back into it, so it continues to grow. I think last knockings it was 4,300 people I think had downloaded the app, which is not a bad percentage of the town, I guess.
Not at all. Quite a high percentage of a relatively small town here in England. One of the things you mentioned is that as well as providing local information, businesses list on the app as well. Do they get those listings free of charge, or do you charge for them at all?
We charge for them because what we wanted it to be is people that are running, I guess, say serious businesses, not someone that just has an affiliate account on Amazon or selling candles on Etsy, which you could be very easily flooded with. So I think it's £100 a year for a gold listing, and we've got a bronze, silver, and gold listing. So a bronze is literally 25-30 quid a year, I think it is, which just we do, and that was just, I didn't just want it to be free, because free you can just end up being flooded with all sorts of stuff. And then we also provide all charitable and local voluntary organisations with free listings. So that's it. So yeah, I guess it's not a huge barrier, but just create a little bit of a barrier to entry. And we also have a rule. I mean, we did start getting people in London that were saying, "Oh, we'd love to advertise our business on your app," but we have a very strict rule of you've got to be within 6 miles of the centre of Harpenden as a business to be able, because we very much wanted this to be about supporting local business. So all the businesses that are on, there's about 120 people, I think it is, have a listing that is just, and those businesses are all based within 6 miles of the town centre.
Have you had any businesses start with a listing and then move on to having a mobile app or a website because they've gotten to know you and become more familiar with mobile and the technology?
Yeah, we've had a couple actually, and it's sort of in a roundabout way. So we built a website for again, it was a small business that does chocolate workshops and goes around as a little events company and does chocolate workshops. That sort of came about of someone that had seen us around and doing stuff and knew we were in that space. And as it happened, when they came to us, that I actually did know the person, but they didn't know we did this. So it sort of came up. It was quite good, just about creating awareness. I think that's been part of it. That one example, I say, she knew I did a few things, but she didn't have any idea that we were anything to do with apps and websites and could support her with that. And off the back of seeing the Harpenden Guide and things, she said, "Oh, I didn't know you did this." It's like, yeah, we don't massively advertise. In fact, we have a website and do bits, but we don't proactively. A lot of the stuff we do is just reactive, like that example. They come to us generally.
Awesome. Really interesting to hear about this route to market. Over the last 12 months, we've invested heavily in our infrastructure here within Eazi-Business. We've launched the Marketing Hub, our central site for holding all your marketing materials. We've also launched the Sales Centre. This includes a CRM system that partners can use with built-in snapshot reports and extra products that you can offer. Have you leveraged any of these solutions for your business?
Definitely, the marketing channel, absolutely. All the marketing collateral, the fact sheets, the proposals, that's been invaluable in terms of just giving a professional sort of slick look to stuff that we're doing and people requesting information. I'll be completely honest, I haven't really. I mean, I've dived into the sales suite because we don't really I'm not new to selling, but also, we're not trying to proactively get out there and push it. We're doing stuff just from relationships locally. I haven't really dived hugely into that, so I haven't used that as much. I can't give you any sort of real insight on that. But the marketing part of that is, yeah, as I said, when I was looking around at various different options, that was a big part of the decision in terms of it wasn't just providing a tech platform, that was all the support and resources and collateral that came with that. That was part of it. So yeah, it's really good.
So, moving on to think about pricing, you talked about the guide being this community focused, low cost option for businesses. Thinking about larger products like mobile apps and websites, what kind of pricing structure do you go to market with?
So we target actually the people that we tend to feel is our sweet spot is small startup businesses that want to get something done at great value. So we start our website builds from £500 upwards, and that goes up to depending on what people want. But so for £500, people can actually get a website built, and then it's about £30 a month, I think, is the ongoing sort of hosting cost. And then apps from about for progressive web app from about 1250 upwards, again, to native apps probably from two grand upwards, probably, to get native apps built and done. But one of the things that we have done rather interestingly actually is, for me, because of the model of this business, it was all about just trying to get people on the monthly plans. It is part of that becoming that passive income stream, which is quite nice if you get obviously people on those. So we've always taken the view that we're prepared to take a bit of a hit actually on some of the upfront fees if we need to, just to get people on board and get them onto the monthly payment plans. So we've done some stuff actually with a local enterprise agency that support small startup businesses with training on Facebook and bookkeeping and things, where we've said we'll halve the build cost for them. Actually, it's £40 a month, I think, is our entry level monthly fee. So we've said to some of those people, look, we will build you a very small brochure site to get you up and running in your business. We'll reduce the cost to you for 50%. So we'll do it for £250, for example. And then we'll slightly reduce the monthly fee, and they have to commit to a minimum of 12 months, £300, £30 a month. So it's helped us get what has been quite nervous new business owners, I guess, up and running, quite obviously for a great value, the value that provides. Because I was talking to a lady the other day, she just started new. It's a care that she does, recruits people for care homes. And she said, I've been quoting, for most people, £1,000 plus just to get a website. But for me, commercially, the important piece was getting them on a monthly plan. So we're prepared to take a bit of a hit on some of the upfront stuff. So that's worked quite well, actually, in terms of those strategic alliances with enterprise agencies or people that are already supporting small business owners. And we've done a few. And what's quite good is obviously the technology's, it's quite quick to build a 3-page website on the Eazi-Sites platform. So it's not, you're not taking a huge hit in terms of doing it. As long as you cover your costs, a couple of days building it or whatever that needs to look like. So that's been an interesting, I guess, another route to market that we haven't chatted about. That's been quite interesting as well.
That's really interesting to know. And how would you say the business is doing holistically? So, could you give us an overview as to where it is today and where it's going?
It's in a great place for me personally, where I'm at with it at the moment. As I said, I have a number of different business interests, and this was something that I just wanted to, I guess, slowly build. It wasn't something that I had to massively start generating huge profits from it, so it's been a bit of a slow burn. But it's in a great place. Part of my sort of life plan and goal plan is when I can at a place where I can slow down and be a bit easier. I like the idea of sitting this place behind me. Actually, in southern Spain. I have a place out there with me and a laptop, and still being able to do stuff and work and do things. And obviously, the Easy Apps platform just affords the luxury of just being anywhere in the world with an internet connection, and you can grow a business. So that was part of the rationale. But yeah, it's doing well. As I said, it's got a bit of traction. It takes, like any new business, it takes a little bit of time getting your name out there and doing stuff, but it's worked in a way for me that's been really good.
Awesome. What advice would you give to someone that's considering joining the Easy Business Network but hasn't joined quite just yet?
I'd say, yeah, just well, advice I'd give them. I guess I can just talk about my experience. For me, it's just it's really important you find something that's the right fit for you. Whether that's tech or something else. So, finding something that interests you, and feels a good fit for you personally. If you're looking for a solution that has all the parts provided, then that's a great place. If you're looking for a completely raw startup where you don't really have anything, it's probably not the right solution. But if you want something where there's a good level of support, I say the marketing collateral, the sales support, right down to sending out proposals to clients, everything's provided. So for me, it's a great business in a box opportunity, I guess. And that's got to be, if that's right for you, then that's a good place to go. So I spent a lot of time before I signed up, how many years ago, doing the rounds. Of course, there's other options out there as well, but for me, I came back to this just because of the all-round support and the community. The partner community is brilliant. What's really nice about those calls that Richard runs is, yeah, they're all people that are in the same space, but they're all very supportive, and they're all around the world. So, people are very open and sharing of what they're doing and how they're building stuff and things. So that part of community and network, growing that global network, I think is a really important part of what you guys offer.
I 100% agree with you. It's so important that you get something that's a good fit because ultimately you're going to spend a lot of time thinking about whatever it is you're doing. It's got to be something that you like and it's got to fit in with your life plan as well.
It's got to fit in with your life plan as well. It's not something it's a substantial thing when you're saying you're setting up a new business. So you've got to feel it's right for you, and is it part of what you're looking for? And yeah, as I say, the whole piece around the marketing, the sales, the community is just what I think is your strength, in terms of what you guys offer.
Awesome. Thank you so much for giving up your time today, Peter. It's been fantastic to chat with you. It's really been a pleasure, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Yeah, no problem. It's a pleasure. Thanks for asking me.